possible school to go that could accommodate both Mount Olive and Oak Knoll kids. I mean,
Well, we might have to go up.
yeah, I mean, that long range, well, you know, you're gonna have to deal with the citizenry too because of the traffic and all that other stuff. So I mean, you know, we need to be talking about this kind of stuff now and get buy-in because people are already having some concern. They had major concern, you know, about Stone Road when you put Wilton there.
Right.
So I mean, so if you're talking about doing it now, you need to start at least letting people know, hey, listen, we get this spot money, this is where we're going, and start getting buy-in from the community, especially over there at Dukes, in that Duke Gloucester area and in the Stone Road area. Because you guys have already created, you know, problems for them in the past.
I have to say this, we have to get this SPLOST money first.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying?
I understand.
We have, November 8th, we have to pass the SPLOST. What I'm saying to South Florida, you really need to do this because this is
It's
a
our
lot,
time.
this is our time.
It's our time.
But
I
we're
mean,
gonna vote for the money.
if we, thank you,
We're gonna vote for the money. Oh,
I hope so.
Yeah, we're gonna vote for the money.
anyway,
Speak for yourself.
when we, this matters, if you have seen Oakley Elementary School,
Yeah.
Oakley is one of the only schools, elementary schools that we have that go up.
Yeah.
And I mean, because, and we have to get so much approval from the state for an elementary school to be more than one level. Because the state has a rule that says, if you have an elementary school, it has to be all on one level. And that's a big old footprint when you put an elementary school for 1,000 students on a, you know. And like I said, everywhere we looked, when we were looking to build, I believe it must have been Tri-Cities. It might have been everywhere we looked in East Point, there was some problem, some waste problem. It might have been the Hamilton Home School, I couldn't remember. There's a problem in East Point with land.
Right.
So we may have to take one of those schools, and you're absolutely right, we can't do anything with Mount Olive. But we might have to find somewhere around there, that Oak Knoll area, where we can go up with an elementary school with 1,000 students.
Yeah, I have a question we want to bring. My question is, who is the bond company that's dealing with the bonds?
Who's the bonding company?
The bonds.
That deals with what bonds?
The old,
The
one, and
old-
the
the old-
private.
The prior bonds?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I would have to get back to you on that, because I don't know right at this moment. What, you need that information?
yes.
Okay,
Yeah,
I'll get back to you.
that's important. I mean, somebody, the bonding company is dealing with, yeah, I just want to know.
And we're still paying on bond that was created almost 20 years ago. So you saw that bond service, yeah. And we fund our school system 3 ways. That's either through the property taxes, raising the millage rate, or borrowing money with the bonds, or through the 1-cent sales tax. And the 1-cent sales tax, the great thing about it, it takes the burden off taxpayers here, because a lot of it comes from our tourists and visitors to our city that may live in Cobb County, but they work down here in Fulton.
But
Fulton
at
County
the,
has the lowest millage rate
Any school
of
system.
any municipality. We haven't raised the millage in,
17 years.
we haven't raised the millage. So the thing of it is, you want to know the people who hold the bonds for the old bonds.
yes.
Okay, well,
That's-
we'll get back to you.
Okay, well, this is very helpful, and that, at the end of the day, as I see it, at the end of the day, we need schools, and that somebody's gonna have to pay for it. And that the system that we have in place now is that property taxes, for the most part. If we would look at our tax bill, we got one the other day, about half, I think about $1,200, whatever it was, but about half of it was for the school system. Yes.
Better than that.
Yeah, that was for the school system.
It's a good chunk.
Right, and that, so, my question is that, I ain't mad at nobody, but if the tax money that we are paying, and about half of it is going to the school system, why is that not enough to do the things that we need to do? At the rate that we're going, it seems like that we are saying, we can't get the money from property tax. And so we're gonna have to have a sales tax to fund schools. Is that basically?
That's it.
Continue the sales tax that we pay.
Let's look at it.
And the way, and going to say, that would probably be the case forever.
No, not forever.
What would change at the end of 5 years that we won't
I
need to
think
pay
we
this
should
1%?
at that point be about built out unless people come out the woodwork.
Right.
I mean, that comes a point when well, the point with me at this point is bricks and mortar are just that, bricks and mortar. What we've got to do in South Fulton is change the perception of our educational system. We got to do something about what's going on in the classroom. Now, that's just the fact there. You can educate a kid under a tree. So what we've got to do at this point is do what, we've got to start doing a lot of stuff that we haven't done in the classrooms.
And Rev Love, too, our system's still growing, so we have to meet that need. Then our buses don't last forever. We have more buses than MARTA does, and so you have to refresh and buy buses every few years. And if you look at our cars, you know our cars are more expensive now than it was 30 years ago. We got to put gasoline in those buses. And you got to think about the price of gas that we put in our cars. Can you imagine what it costs to fill up a bus on diesel fuel? Because they're all diesel. They used to be the cheap way to go, but now it's not. The diesel fuel's more expensive than the other. So there's a lot of factors in there. And again, we have to put these children somewhere. And we're looking at 2,000 to 3,000 students a year, and the growth is still here in South Fulton. Because if you go down from here to Noonan, you still see some rural areas. But if you go from the middle of Atlanta up to Alpharetta, you don't see any rural land. Houses are on top of each other, businesses are on top of each other, and there for a while they had a moratorium on their building up there because of the infrastructure issues. So like I said, this is our time. And the great thing about that 1 cent sales tax, everybody contributes.
All right, one last question. One last question.
82% of that budget is just personnel.
Yeah, salaries. You have to pay your
Just salaries. I mean, we are human resource kind of a facility.
Last thing, would you speak to the perception? And in many cases, perception is reality. Speak to the perception that many of our better teachers end up in the North schools, and that many of our better resources end up in the North, and that in terms of that, could you just speak? I mean, just openly to say that it's not true, or just speak to that perception, because that's out there. Is that right? Am I the only one hearing that?
No, everybody hears it.
Okay.
I ain't heard it, but I believe it.
Do you want me to speak? Which of us? You want me to speak?
I mean, I'm just saying that we have you here. You are our representative.
That's correct.
And that we, that's
Just be
and
careful.
that's part of what I'm hearing in terms of when you talk about sales tax and whatnot.
I will
where's the
speak to
equity?
the perception.
Thank you.
Let me speak to the perception of this. The resources are the same. When I tell you that the money, basically, what we allocate for South Fulton and North Fulton, South Fulton gets more money because of Title I. If you take away Title I, the resources are the same. Now, the problem that I see with, when you start to talk about teachers, the better teachers and this kind of thing, you have, people want to be where their people live. Basically, I mean, you can take it in any way you want it, but I'm just gonna spill it out just like it is. White people want to live with white people, black people want to live with black people. White people live in the North Fulton County, black people live in South Fulton County. You have a few whites in South Fulton, and you have a few blacks in North Fulton. And what you have is, you have an educational system where one side of the county is one way and one side of the county is another. I would say at this point, we have changed the facilities, and the facilities are basically the same. We have changed, the books are the same, the resources you got are the same. What's left to change?
Okay, can